Mode.
स्वागतम् अद्य बुधवासरः दिनाङ्कः 20तमः षष्ठस्य मासस्य today is June 20th. Now we are down to the last homework, Abhijnana Shakuntalam. Yastu Mangalacharanam Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vijay Ramena Vijata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Ramanasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhutame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattvalyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana Undam iti Atha Shri Maheshwara Sutrani A I Unya Rul Rik E Ong I Ouch Haya Varat Lanya Nyamanga Nam Jabang Gardadash Jaba Gardadash Kapha Chata Chata Savaka Paisha Sarhal Iti Maheshwara Sutrani. One small correction from actually 2 classes back. I was looking at our notes, and when you divine this last form, it is back here. It was on the class. Nothing. It's just a small typo had in this document. Looking at the class on June 6th, when we were finishing up the last form, abhavishatam and abhavishatam. At that time, I had a small typo. Instead of putting the sarvadhatika, ardhadhatika yoho, by mistake I put puganta laghupatasthich. I mean, it's fairly obvious because this bhu ends in a ach, so it cannot be puganta laghupatasthich. It had the guna adesha has to be by sarvadhatika, ardhadhatika yoho. Anyway, I had a typo here. I had 7386 by mistake. Should be 7384 obviously by sarvadhatika, ardhadhatika yoho. Okay, so let's make that correction, please, in case you're looking at the board. Or so that step, the Gunadesha is by Sarvadhataka Ardhadhataka Yoho, and obviously not by Puganta Laghupatasthich. Okay, now we were right now in the previous class. We just finished that long verse, and we are right. So we finished this verse last time. Griva bhanga bhiramam muhuranupatati sendane baddhadrishti. पश्चार्धेन प्रविष्टः शरपतनभयाद् भूयसा पूर्वकायम् दर्भैरर्धावलीडैः श्रम विवृत मुखभ्रंशिभिः कीर्णवर्त्मा पश्योदग्रप्लुतत्वाद् वियतिभूतरम् स्तोकमुर्व्याम् प्रयाति. So describing the deer, how he's running and etc. So with the grass dropping from his mouth and he's exhausted. He's trying to avoid the arrow hitting him. So now the Raja says Savismayam. See, these things in brackets are not actually spoken, telling you what is happening on the stage, the actions taking place on the stage. So Savismayam, very straightforward Bahuvari compound. We're basically Vismayena Saha. Smi is to smile, Vismi is to be kind of wonderstruck, to be amazed. So Savismayam is with amazement. With amazement, the king speaks. Savismayam. It's a Bahuri compound. If you want, we can do it quickly. Savismayam. So this is like an adverb. Savismayam. Raja Savismayam Uvacha or Babhashe. If you want to make it present tense, because the scene is already in the past. So then we can say Savismayam Vadati. Savismayam Bhashate. So this is an adverb to how the king is going to speak now. There's Savismayam. Yes, some of the things in the dramas. Of course, we study acronym class, but still we should know what this means. Yes.
I have a question here. These are following certain meters, the Vrittam, or these are prose texts?
These are these verses are following meters. So here, but now when this sentence here is not following any meter. So if you look at, like, for example, this 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, they follow meter. So this line is not. That's why they mark at verse numbers, you see, Vasu. So those are the ones which are following a meter. In between we have prose. So this is a combination of prose and meter. So for example, this Savismayam Tadesh, this has no meter. Then even this one, Ayushman Utka, that has no meter also. But this one, you see number 3 down here, that these two lines have a meter now. Mukteshu, Rashmishu, they have a meter. So whichever has a meter is marked by verse numbers, But between them there is prose, which has no meter. Yeah, I should explain that at the beginning itself. But there is prose interspersed between these verses, of course, which have a particular meter. They don't have to have the same meter, but they have a meter. So the verses are marked with numbers and they have meters. This sentence here is prose. Yeah. So Savismayam.
Another question I have is the equivalent of the word prose. Is that gadyam, or gadyam itself is a metric? As a metric.
It is gadyam and padyam. Let's go to best thing is go to apte, because here we go. Let's go to gadyam and padyam. Okay, let's look over here. Gadya. What is that? Gadya. Okay. To be spoken, gadya. Prose. So gadyam is prose, elaborate prose composition. Composition not metrical, yet framed with due regard to is not metrical. Gadyam. Three classes into which all composition may be divided. See kavya. Okay, so gadya. And then we also have, so this is not meter bound. Now, padya. Let's see, padya. Consider padas or lines belonging to the foot, belonging to padya, a part of a word, a foot, a stanza or verse consisting of 4 lines. So this is meter bound, like so. So yeah, gadya looks like gadya is prose and padya is meter bound. A stanza or verse. A stanza or verse means this is going to be meter bound. Stanza or verse consisting of 4 lines. So yes, again, I'm not an expert in this Natya Shastram, but yeah, gadya and padya. So gadya is apparently not meter bound and padya is meter bound, stanza or verse. Okay, good for those clarifications. Now, Savismayam. Savismayam, simple Bahuri compound, basically Vismayena saha vartate, like Saputraha agataha. We're thinking it is supply vartate over here. Vartate has to be supplied. Because remember the sutram here 2.28 says Tena Sahiti Tulya Yoge. There has to be a participation in some action together. For example, Saputraha Pita Agachati. The father comes with the son. The father is coming, the son is coming with him. So they are both coming together. So they equally participate in the action of coming. Here there may not be any action as such, but it exists with supply vartate. It exists with something which bhashanam, which is with wonder. It exists with wonder. So otherwise the steps are straightforward. 2.28. So this tena sahiti tulya yoge. So saha compounds. See all these sutras we have done before. So if you want to go back and look at your notes 2.28. Tena sahiti tulya yoge. Tena sahiti tulya yoge. Tena sahiti tulya yoge. Let's see. Here it is. Tulya yoge vartamanam saha iti etat tritiyantena vasamasyate bahuvri samasaha. You can say vismayena saha. You can also say savismayam. And then of course once you do that, then you do upasajanasya. Va upasajanasya. Upasajana sarva vayavakasya samasasya tirtaha. Bahuvrihe. Bahuvri compound basically, the saha optionally becomes sa. In Gita, we always look at these examples. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyamya savijnanam. I think gives examples. Jnanina teham savijnanam here, right here. This is an example. And third chapter of Gita, we have saha yajñas prajas srishtva. So that is the saha did not become sa. In this chapter 7, the saha took the sa adesha. So that is how it comes. Okay, so here let's go back to where we were. Okay, Savismayam. Now, what does he say? He says that Tadesha Katham Anupatata eva me prayatna prekshaniyaha samvrittaha. Okay, now here the Padacheda we could say Tat and Eshaha. Of course, Eshaha, remember the Sakara Lopaha. By sutrams, this we are not doing in the class repeatedly, but if you want to practice these rules, go on the website 61132. Etat tadoho Sulopaha 61132. Etattadoho Sulopokoranyang samase hali. So when any hal follows this sakara of the supratyaya prathama ekvachanam, that takes lopaha. It belongs to etad or tad. So here the visarga, the sakara goes away. So eshaha. But is this a compound or not? Tadesha. So tadesha could be, that this one, that same deer, that this deer. Or we could say, if we could take tat as a pruthak padam. Tat as an avyayam as a pruthak padam has a variety of meaning. Again, let's go to Apte for a second. Tat as a pruthak padam also has, which could also fit over here. Could also fit over here. So we look at tad and look at the meanings as an avyayam. This is, see, tad is not here used as a sarvanama shabda. It is not prathama dvitiya ekvachanam of the sarvanama pradvedikam tad. You look at the avyayam tad, it is here. There, in that case, that could be a good meaning here. In that case, then at that time, for that reason, almost be like therefore, consequently, tad. And then, yadi, then, so tarhi, then. So that could be me. So there are two choices. I think there are two choices here. You would say tadesha as, saha eshaha, that deer, this one. Or you can say, and probably easier way to take tad as an avyayam, it's like an idiomatic. Then this, so for a simple sentence, this samvritta is acting like a verb, basically, as mentioned to you in the class before. These participles, particularly nishtha pratyaha, or the nishtha pratyaha, kita and tavatu, they can act like verbs. And this usage is in Bhagavad Gita. Idanimasvi samvrittaha sachetah prakriting gataha. So in chapter 12 of Gita, chapter 11 of Gita. Chapter 11 of Gita, we have this usage where after seeing the Chaturbhuja Rupam, Arjuna says, now I'm restored back to my normal state. My mind is now calm. I'm back on my senses, basically. So it comes over here. Maya prasanne, it will be here. Arjuna vacha. Dushtvedam manusham rupam tava somyam sanajana. Idanim asmi samvrittaha. See this word samvrittaha? This basically means sanjataha. I have become. I have become what? Sachetaha. I am with my mind. Again, the same Bahuri compound. So chetasa saha vartate. Sachetaha. Sachetas pradipradikam. Basically, my mind is back. My mind is back. I'm with my mind again. Which means that, I'm back on my senses. So anyway, so samvrittaha. Samvritta, samvrit. Samvrit. Vrit is to exist, to be, to move around. So samvrit is to, to be in a certain state. You say samvrittaha. So I have become, to be. So samvrittaha. Now, so this samvrittaha is you can either say samvrittaha is like bhavati, almost like a bhavati, In fact, I have become. Jata, you can say, or we can say jataha, probably better word, jataha. Sanjata. How is it become? So dhatu, of course, is rutu vartane, and that rutu, when you say udid dhatu, rutu vartane, and now in the idagamaha section, we know there are this bunch of rules which talk about in nishedaha, just for the nishtha pratyaha. And there are 21 rules from 7 to 14 to 7 to 34. 7 to 14 to 7 to 34, which starts from Shvidito Nishtayam. Shvidito Nishtayam, which starts from here, 7 to 14, Shvidito Nishtayam. So Nisht is in Nishedha, Shvidito Nishtayam. And then it goes all the way up to 7 to 34. So if you look at our normal list of, Nudattupadesha Dhatavaha, in that there is no Tanteshu. So because you go from Janteshu to Danteshu. So Vrit is not Anudattupadesha. So 7 to 10 cannot stop Niragamaha. But Vrituvartane does have a Ukara as an It in the Dhatu Pataha. So you can see Vrituvartane. So that Ukara as an It, what happens, two things happen, is that when the Ktva Pratyaya follows, this Vrituvartane optionally takes an Idagamaha. Rutuvartanesi. Any dhatu which ukara is an it, what happens is that by 7 to, I think it is 56, 7 to 56, such a dhatu will allow an idagama optionally, uditova, when the ktva pratyaya follows, for the ktva pratyaya. But then what is that got to do with the nishtha pratyaya then? Because when any dhatu allows the idagama optionally anywhere, then that dhatu will not allow an idagama for the nishtha pratyaya. So this, any dhatu which udit like vritu vartane, it allows the idagama only optionally for the ktva pratyaya. But when that happens, then by 7 to 15, yasya vibhasha, it will not allow idagama for the nishtha pratyaya. So some of course some is upasargaha, vrit plus nishtha kta pratyaya. Now I put this all in document here, so samvrittaha, dha means samvrittaha, sachetaha prakitim dataha. So now in nisheda I just talked about that. Now one thing is that this is a akarmaka dhatu, samvrittaha, sanjataha. So it is going to be, I'll also put, and then also this is kartari because of 3, 4, 7, because normally what do you have? We have tayoreva krityartha kalarthaha, but because of 7, 3, 4, 72 krityartha karmaka, so this list of dhas akarmaka, because this is a akarmaka, so we cannot have it in the passive sense. It cannot be passive because it is akarmaka, so it cannot be kartari. So sanjata means that deer himself has become. Deer has become. It is not that he has been become on by somebody else. So 3, 4, 72. 3, 4 gatyartha karmaka shlishashing. So akarmaka dhatavaha. So it can be used karti. So bottom line is that this is an active usage. It is basically acting like a verb over here. So ayam eshaha mrigaha from the context. This deer, how has he become? So katham is an avyayam. Kena prakarena. Katham is an avyayam. Katham is how. He has become what? Prayatna prekshaniyaha. Pra-iksh is to gaze, to observe. So the prekshaniyaha is of course a kritya pratyaya being added there, which is the potential participle. So fit to be seen. Prekshaniyam. Prekshaniyam means it is fit to be observed. It should be observed. So this pratyaya, of course, when Panini starts adhikara of krid a thing from 3193, Panini starts krid a thing, and the first set of pratyas which Panini introduces is krityaha, prang, milaha, and there 3196 tavyat tavya aniyaraha, tavyat tavyaniyaraha, tavyat tavyan aniyar. So of course aniyar, the ending rep has an it balantyam. So aniya. So prekshaniya. Prekshaniya means pra-iksh. Iksh is to observe. Comes in Gita a few times. Ikshate yoga yuktatma. It's the chapter 6 of Gita, etc. So prekshaniya is one who's fit to be observed. Now fit to be observed, and then but prayatna prekshaniya. So prayatnena prekshaniya. Fit to be observed, or who may be observed with effort, means basically hard to see. This prayatna prekshaniya means hard to see. One who may be seen but only with effort. Seen with effort. So it's hard to see. So the compound is it's a tritiya samasaha. Now prayatnena prekshaniyaha. Prayatna prekshaniyaha, of course, a simple tritiya tatpurusha samasaha, because this Katikarane Krita Bahulam. So now, how has this deer become hard to see? Hard to see for whom? For me. Me prayatna prekshaniya. This also, you build a sentence like this. You start with a simple sentence, look at the verb or something which is standing for a verb, and then you add the subject and add things around it. So simple sentence is that, how has this deer become hard to see? And then for me, me. Now thing is, me is mama me. It cannot be maya me, because me can be mayam me or mama me. Now these potential participles are used in the passive sense, because Sutram 3470 tayoreva krityakta kalarthaha, tayoreva krityakta kalarthaha. So 3470, is tayoreva bhavakarmanoho eva krityakta kadartaha in the passive. Okay? So then in the passive, shouldn't then the karta go in the tritiya vibhakti, kartakarnayos tritiya? So how come we are saying me? Should be maya. Maya kartavyam, maya drashtavyam, maya bhoktavyam. You say maya, by me, fit to be, done by me, observed by me. So it's by me, by me. Then how did it become may? May become shashti. Because we should have had this Kartakarnayos Tritiya by 2318. It should have been Tritiya Bhakti, isn't it? But then comes a special sutra, which I put in the document here. I think we've seen in the class. Everything we do in the class you've seen before in this class. You just practice. It is this one, which is Krityanam Kartariva. Krityanam Kartariva. Krityanam Kartariva. So 2371. Krityanam Kartariva 2371. If you want, I can quickly read you this thing. So the karta associated with the kritya pratyaha, you can optionally take shashti. So maya kartavyam, so mama kartavyam. So we can take 2371. Krityanam Kartariva says kartakarmanoho kriti iti nityam shashti prapta. Actually, you know what? I skipped one step here. Okay. Kartari vikalpyate. Krityam prayoge kartari va shashti bhavati na karmani. So, bhavata kataha kartavyaha. This mat should be made by you. Bhavataha kataha kartavyaha. So we can make shashti or this. Now, one step which I skipped is that kritikarmanoho kriti. So, yes, it is true that we have the Kartakarnayos Tritiya. So let's start one more time. So what vibhakti should be associated with the Asmad Pratipadikam? In here we have me, which is Shashti. So we had, first of all, we had the Karta. So for me, observed, fit to be observed, he's hard to see for me. So by me. So in English, for me, by me. Also in English also you can say that. So Kartakarnayos Tritiya. But then don't forget 2365. See, 2365 is the rule which is easy to forget. In fact, I just forgot it myself. So karta karmanoha kriti. So with the krit pratyaha, the karta as well as the karma takes shashti. So nityam shashti prapta. And then anena sutrena vikalpyate. So krityanam kartriva, this makes shashti optional. Then we go back to optionally tritiya. Optionally shashti. So one more time. What should have happened is that we should have had the tritiya vibhakti nityam by kriti karnayos tritiya. But that was completely blocked by 2365, which says that kriti karmanoho kriti. So shashti came here. But then finally 2371 says that, see, 2365 applies to any krit pratyaya, any participle form. The karta or the karma should take shashti. But this 2371 only applies to kritya pratyaha, krityanam kartariva, and only kartari. They take a shashti optionally. Optionally means then in one case we get the tritiya by 2318, kartakarnayos tritiya, and we get optionally shashti by kartakarmanoha kriti. So basically this 2371 puts an optionality. In the case of a karta associated with a potential participle, kritya pratyaha, he gets shashti optionally by 2365 or gets tritiya optionally by 2318. Okay, so right now what we have is we have shashti, me mama, krityam kartariva. So sentence becomes, how has this deer become hard to see for me? And then that me has an adjective to it now. Anupatataha. Anupatat. Of course, Shatru Pratyaha, we didn't go through all the steps again. We've done this many times in the class. Dhatu Pat. Pat is to fall. Anupat is to kind of follow. Anu is to follow. Anupat is to follow behind. So Anupatataha me. So Anupatat Pratipadikam. Of course, Dhatu Pat, add the Lat Pratyaha, and then do the Shatru Adesha by 32124. That is Shatrishana Chava Pratama Samadhi Karane. So we get the form Anupatat. Nothing, if you want to go and practice, you can see we've done this in the class many times before. 321. In fact, we may have just have it in the last class itself. You may have it. It's 32124. That is Shatrishana Chava Pratama Samadhi Karane. So we've had that many times in the class. So if you, in fact, if I search over here, probably see 3 to 124. We must have used it quite a few times. 3 to 124. 3 to 124. 3 to 124. So yes, we have a lot of time we have used. I think last time we used it was here. Yeah, I think we used it last time. I think dadat. Yeah, in fact, in the last class itself, we had it over here. Dadat chakshu. I think somewhere we had it. Right here we had it. Dadat. So similarly, of course, there we had the numagma being stopped. But here, same thing. Anupatat pradipadikam. So same way as we have derived dadat. Similar way. Of course, this is in the bhavadigana. So shapratya will come here. So anupatataha eva me. So for me, who's actually on a choose chasing him. How has this deer become hard to see for me? Who's chasing him? How has it become hard to see? So tad, as I said, tad we can take two. We can take it as an indeclinable, as a separate padam, or we can say saha esha, making into a karmadharya compound. This deer means the deer which we talked about before. Same this deer, or then this deer eshaha mrgaha. We can take it putak padam and make tadan avyayam. I think we can take it as a compound also. Either way, we can make it then or this deer. Katham, how has he become samrittaha, difficult to see, hard to see, to be seen with difficulty, for me who's chasing him. And then the Sutaha says, Ayushman, hey Ayushman. In the last class we derived Ayushman, Ayushmat pradipadikam. So we can like Bhagavat. So hey Ayushman, because this now why didn't become Ayushman? I didn't become Ayushman because the sutra which we used, the dirgha atvasantasya chadhato. Anuja just joined us, but atvasantasya chadhato. That one which we used for Bhagavat pradipadikam to the dirgha adesha. Atvasantasya chadhato. Atvasantasya chadhato. Asambuddhau. Asambuddhau sau. Asvantasya chadhato. That the 648 is coming asambuddhau. So if you look at the vritti of atvasantasya chadhato. Actually, all the sutras will also be in our sutra suchi. In fact, maybe I should just take it over there. Atvantasya, let me just check. The anuvritti should be coming asambuddhau. Asambuddhau sau. In fact, asambuddhau comes up to this sutra. Atvasantasya chadhato. See, all these rules are here in the sutra suchi. Sutra suchi must be in part 1 itself. Atvasantasya chadhato. Atvasantasya chadhato. Atvasantasya chadhato. Atvasantasya chadhato. Well, let me search like this because this might be hard to find this way. So chadhato. Yeah, here it is. Atvasya chadhato. It says that when the affix which is not sambuddhi. So right now we have here Ayushman. So we will not get of course we'll get the numagamaha. By udisham sarvanamasthane dhatoho. So numagama will come. But we will not get the dirghadesha. Because numagama only says that 7170 says that sarvanamasthana, this one. Udisham sarvanamasthane dhatoho. Sarvanamasthana sanya is there, but it's a sambuddhi sanya also. So we'll get the numagama by this. But no dirghadesha. So hey Ayushman, utkhatini bhumiriti maya rashmi sanyamana drathasya mandikrito vegaha. Okay. Now here also there is no tingantam padam as such. But this word mandikritaha, so you can supply, bhavati, supply to that. So again a participle functioning like a verb. Mandikritaha means made slow. The Krishni karoti, we have all this. We'll go through the grammar in a second. If you want to look at the basic form of the sentence, it is that must be once basic sentence is vegaha mandikritaha. The speed has been slowed, has been braked, means made slow. The speed has been made slow, which was not slow has been made slow. Then, so that's a simple sentence. Vegaha. Vega is speed. Have to vij. Vegaha. Add the ghani pratyaya. Vegaha is speed. Speed has been made slow. Mandikritaha. Now, maya mandikritaha. Again, this is a nishtha pratyaya. It's a passive form. So, maya. Mandir. Don't forget that sutram which we just saw earlier in the class, which was given the Vikalpaha, that's only for Kritya Pratyas. This is not a Kritya Pratyaya, this is a Nishtha Pratyaya. The sutram which we just used in the prior section, which was this one, 2371, is only for Kritya, Krityanam Krityaiva. This one is Nishtha Pratyaya, so simply Tritiya Vibhakti here for the Karta. This is in the passive sentence again. Tayoreva Krityakta Kalartaha. I hope I repeat this sutra so many times that you will also be a second nature for you. So by 3470, because see the first default is 3467, Kartari Krit. Then Tayoreva Krityakta Kalartaha, 3470, makes it passive. Once you go into passive, this is the Tritiya Vibhakti for the Karta, Krityakaranayo's Tritiya. So Maya Mandi Krito Vegaha. So by me, the speed has been slowed down. Then you keep on adding, but you got a simple sentence you got is, by me, the speed of the chariot has been slowed. Okay? And of course, Rathasya Vegaha, straightforward, speed of the chariot, Rathasya Vegaha. And how did I make it slow? Rashmi Sanyamanat. Sanyamanam. Sanyama is controlling or restraining, Nigraha. So Rashmi, of course, has a variety of meanings. It can mean the rays. In this case, it means the reins, which I am, to constrain the horses. So Rashmi Nam Sanyamanam, Rashmi Sanyamanam. So by Rashmi Sanyamanad this is Hetau. Hetau, we'll go to the grammar in a second. But Rashmi Sanyamanad, Rathasya Vegaha, Maya Mandi Kritaha. So by restraining the reins, I have slowed down the speed of the chariot. And why did I do it? There's an iti here. So now iti splits off this one. Now what's inside the iti is Utkhatini Bhumihi. That's only in iti. Because it says, He Ayushman, He Rajan, He Ayushman. See, last time we went to some notes on this drama, this convention, the drama. The charioteer is supposed to address the one who's the master of the chariot by saying Ayushman. So, hey Ayushman. So, inside the iti is only these two words, Utkhatini Bhumihi. What iti, you can say supply matva, iti drishtva, iti alochya. That is understood with the iti. That iti brings with the meaning. So, considering the fact that this land, this ground has potholes. Utkhatini, Utkata means dug up. Utkhatam stana means this is dug up. Considering the fact that this path or this ground has been dug up, the speed of chariot was slowed down by me. So this iti ends a quotation. The quotation is ending with these two words. So, you there, Wayne?
Read him out.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
thank you.
So, okay, good, welcome. So it says Utkhatini Bhumihi. So the simple becomes Hey Ayushman, O long-lived one, O king, considering the fact, which is the iti matva, that the land is dug up, has potholes. The speed of the chariot has been made slow by me, by restraining the reins. So if you look at some Vyakaranam here, is that it's not that much Vyakaranam. Let's look at a few forms. Okay. This document has become so long. Okay. Dhatu is Khanu Vidaran, Avadarane, is to dig basically. Khanu is to dig. The Khanati is to dig. When you add the Pratyaya Kta, so Utkhatam is dug up. Something. Utkhatam Sthanam, which is dug up. Now, Anubandha Lopa Lashakataditetasya Lopaha, that comes a special sutram, Jana Sana Khanam Sanjaloho. Jana Sana Khanam Sanjaloho. 6-4. This sutram is a little bit difficult to remember. It only applies to 3 dhatus. Only Jana Sana Khanam. Interesting sutram. It has sun as a dhatu and as a pratyaya. How about that? In a single sutram, Panini puts the dhatu sun and the pratyaya sun also. So on the right hand side, this is a sun pratyaya, which you are studying in the Saturday class right now, of course, which you must be getting the daily examples every day. So that is this one over here. Dhatu karmana samakritika chaya va anurutya of sun. So this is a sun pratyaya. on the right hand side. But here this dhatu is as dhatu san. Dhatu san. So let's look at this one quickly. Let's look at this. So this sutram is a little bit hard to remember, a little bit difficult. Maybe what we can do is that let's try to make a connection in the Ashtadhyayi. Try to make a connection, See, in the Ashtadhyayi, we know this sutram very well, 6437. We use it quite a lot, 6437. 6437, which is the Anudattapadesha Vanatitanotyadinam Nunasika Lopo Jalikiniti. That's 37. The 37 we use quite a lot. It talks about a word like gata, hata, mata, or gati, matihi. Now a word from khan becomes khata. It's not exactly there, but it's something similar, isn't it? So if you want to make the connection with 6437, which we use quite a lot, but use the common words like matihi, gatihi, then about a little bit below that comes this sutra. Jana, sana, khanam, sanjaloho. Just trying to give you some connection to make. To remember, this sutra is a little bit difficult to remember. See, sutra which are not used that much are difficult to remember. Okay, so they are the ones that you want to try to pay some. Try to connect it to something that you use a lot, and remove connection with that. So anyway, sutram says is that esham akaraha antadeshasya alontyasya sani jhalado kiniti. So what do we have right now is we have dhatu khan forward pratyakta. So then of course this is a jhaladi kit pratyaha. So this nakara becomes the akaraha, and then we get akasami dirgha khata. So khata means dug up. Utkhatam is like dug up. So utkhatani sthalani santyasyaha utkhatini bhumi. So utkhatin like dandin, which you read many times, is pratyaha, which is in the matup adhikaraha. Matup adhikaraha, which all in the class today is practice. So we won't go through all the steps over and over again. We derived dandin very recently, I think in the last class itself. So if you want to look at your notes, from here starts the adhikara tadasya astyasminiti matup. And then if we have a adanta pratipadikam, don't forget this adhikara of nya pratipadikat, adanta pratipadikam, then we get ata inithanau. So pratya ini and than are added to adanta pratipadikam in the sense of matup. So that which has that. So if you want, we can quickly, go to, but we derived dandin quite a few times, so I'll just go refer to the dandin. So dandin means take in this case be utkata plus you can take jas, because she has many potholes, not only one. Dandin who has one danda, but this land has many potholes. So danda was dug up in many places. So you can put jas here, put ini, ata ini thanau. When the lopaha upadesha jananasika, this entire thing is a prajapadika sanya krita, it's a samasascha supluk, by supodhatu prajapadika yoho. Then Vain has joined us. So in honor of Vain, it is, you ready, Vain? Yachibham.
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Yachibham.
Yes, teacher, because the akara takes lopa. Avarnanta si, avarnanta sangyasya prasya, lopavutta dite. So we get the the avarna lopaha, and then we get dandin. Then in the feminine, what we do is that we just add the pratyaha neep, because of runnebhyo neep. Nothing can be used in the feminine unless you pass the inspection point of striyam, and the striyam starts from 414. So you cannot use any feminine form in this language. It has to be checked out. Adhikara of striyam, and there comes runnebhyo neep. Nakaranta pratipadikam. The pratyaya neep is like yogini, swamini, utkhatini, means that one who has a number of these dug up spots. Utkhatini. Now Rashmehe sanyamanam, Rashmi sanyamanam. So pragrahasya sanyam akarshanam, by controlling the rains. Now the Panchami Bhakti, I think we saw in the previous class itself, we saw the sutram, the sense of Panchami used in the sense of hetau. The sutram, there is a sutram hetau itself. The sutram hetau, but that prescribes tritiya. Hetau. But then comes below that comes Vibhasha Panchami. So, and that has some other condition, but we can ignore these conditions for the time being. It says Vibhasha Panchami Hetau. So here we have a Panchami being used in the sense of Hetau on account of controlling the strings. I have reduced the speed of the chariot. Now, one last thing is that we have this amandaha mandaha sampadyamanaha kritaha mandi kritaha, means when you transform something. So like we say spashtikritam, something which was not clear is being transformed to being clear. Spashtikritam, shuddhikritam, so mandikritam. The speed which was not slow is being made slow. It's transformed to slow. So I have done that transformation of some that which was not slow into slow. And we have done this many times before, derived in the form Krishni Karoti. So then if you want to go back, again it will take too much time in the class to again put all the steps here. So I request you to please go back and refer to your notes. It is Krishni Karoti here. So in this case Mandi Karoti. The pratyaya basically is this pratyaya chvi. So if you want to go back and check your notes, this is Abhudatad Bhave Kridvasti Yoge Sampadya Kartari. So that is the sutram, which is 5 for pratyaya chvi. And chvi is basically a 0 because of the everything has the it sanya. So 5 4 50, 5 4 50, 5 4 50, 5 4 50, 5 4 50, 5 4 50. Abhutatad bhave kribvasti yoge sampadya kartari chvi. When something transforms itself to something which was not before, the same thing has to transform itself. But the condition is that kribvasti yoge. We have to use this in connection with kru, bhu or as. Pratyaya chvihi. So when we add pratyaya chvihi, and then we get the anubandha lopaha by upadesha jananasikait, and then chutu, and then verapuktasya. Everything goes away. We get from Krishna, and then Krishni by asya chvau. 7432. I'm doing it only in brief right now. I'm not going through all the detailed steps. 7432. You've seen this in the classes many times. 7432. Asya chvau. We get Krishni, the avarnantam angam takes the ikara adesha, chvau, when chvi follows, becomes Krishna, mandi. And then that mandi gets the gati sanya. By uryadi chvidachascha, chvyantam gets the gati sanya. So gati sanya is like upasarga sanya, but upasarga sanya is reserved only for the pradayaha. So we have pradayaha, which is all this is practice. So pradayaha, then upasarga kriya yoge gatischa, then uryadichi, so pradayaha, they are nipatanas. Surad nipat. This is pragrishwaran nipataha. Nipataha they are. Nipata I should say. Upasarga kriya yoge gatischa. So when in connection with a verb, with action, then pradi gets to upasarga sanya, also gati sanya. But gati sanya includes other things besides pradi, kriya yoge. Upasarga sanya is only for the pradis, kriya yoge. They get the gati sanya also, but gati sanya is also open to other items, not only pradis. And the first term is uryadi chvidachascha, so chyantam gets the gati. And then we can use them to form compounds. We can use them to form, to say te prag dhatoho, they go before dhatu. And we can also use them to form compounds by the sutram kugatip pradayaha, special tatpurusha compound. Now remember one thing, that tingantam na samasyate. You cannot compound a tingantam padam. If you say mandi karoti, that's not a compound. But mandi kritaha, that's a compound. By kugatip pradayaha, 2 to 18. So anyway, so let us continue with that now. So mandi kritaha, and so we have here mandi gets the gati sanya by uryadi chvidachascha, ete kriya yoge gati sanya hasyuho, and then gets the avya sanya by pragrishwaran nipataha, suradi nipatam avyayam, and then mandi kritaha by kugati pradayaha. Okay, so now what we have so far is that the charioteer says, now hey Ayushman, considering the fact that this ground is dug up, the chariot speed was slowed down by me by controlling the reins. Then it says, tena, on account of that, mandi karanena, on account of that slowing down, Esha mrigaha, mrigaha esha, viprakrishantaraha samvrittaha. Again samvritta, the same samvritta which we had. So this deer has become such that his distance is far. There is a lot of distance. Is a lot of distance. Basically, he's become far removed. So on account of that, mandikaranena, vegasya mandikaranena, ayam esha mrigaha. So this deer has become sanjataha viprakrishantaraha. Viprakrishta. Krish is to draw, to pull, to attract, like akarshanam. Or viprakrish is to become long, become far away, or like far away. So viprakrishta. If you want, we can go to Apte for a second. Viprakrish. See how the upasargas. The upasarga draws the meaning of the dhatu far away. So viprakrishtaha. So dhatu arthaha. Duram nitaha. Actually, this one is not too bad because viprakrish already has that meaning of, taking away, pulling, drawing. So viprakrishta. Viprakrish is to draw away, to remove. And viprakrishta is drawn away, removed, distant, remote. So viprakrishantaraha, we should make the compound here, is viprakrishtam atishaitam. It's like, very drawn out. Antaram avakashaha yasya viprakrishta antaraha. One who has a lot of space to move around. So one whose distance is a lot. Distance from you is a lot. So he's far removed. Viprakrishantaraha sanjataha. So similar kind of usage is that by that, slowing down, this deer has now become far removed. Samprati is an avyayam. Samprati means etasmin kale, at this time. So samprati, you can also say sampratam, samprati. But now means now, basically now. Samadesha vartinaste na durasado bhavishyati. Okay, again attack the verb. In the previous sentence, this samvrutta was acting like a verb. So bhavishyati. So na bhavishyati. Somebody will not become. And the context is, of course, mrigaha. Mrigaha na bhavishyati. This deer will not become, will not be. He will not be what? So always, fix your sentence with the verb. Don't get caught in all the clauses and the shashtis and this and that. So na bhavishyati. Mrigaha na bhavishyati. So then he says, ko na bhavishyati, durasadaha na bhavishyati. So kritshrena asadyate, durasadaha. Sad is to sit or to sink or to go down, like Siddhanti Mamagata and Bhagavad Gita. But asad is to like to attack or to come upon, to contact, to meet up with. Asad, asanna, to get close. Asanna maranaha. One is close to death. Asanna maranaha. So asannam is a participle form. Asad. If you look at, so how these dhatus again change their meanings. So you cannot use Vyakaranam for this. Vyakaranam cannot tell you what asad means. You have to have the knowledge of because Panini assumes that have a basic understanding of the language. So what is asad? How does asad? That will not be given to a Vyakaranam. So it says asad is to sit near, to watch or to wait, to approach, to reach. How does the good meaning for us to reach? I think also means to attack, I think. Yeah, to attack also means to come down on somebody, attack. But so here I think to reach. So what is durasadaha, durlabhaha? So this is the pratyaya kal is being used. We'll do the grammar in a second. So this deer will not be hard for you to reach. So now this deer will not be hard to reach. Hard to reach for whom? For you, who is now on an even ground. So one more time. Na bhavishyati. Durasadaha na bhavishyati mrigaha. This deer will not be hard to reach. Samprati is an avyayam. Means at this time. Now the deer will not be hard for you to reach. Why? For you who is on an even ground. So samadesha. Samadesha, of course, sama means equal, the same. So the meaning of sama is same as the same in English. Is the same as in English. Okay. So samadeshaha. Samadeshe vartate tachilaha. Samavartin. Samadeshavartin. Samadeshavartin. So for you who are now moving on an even ground, this jya will not be hard to reach for you. Let's look at some grammar here. So grammar is samadesha, of course, is samascha deshascha. Means it is a ground. It is desha doesn't have to mean a country. It's like an area which is even area. Samadesha vartate tachilaha. Samadesha varti. Similarly, we did in the last class. We said we derived this shama vivruta mukha bhramshan. So all the same steps. Basically, use Suttam 3278. Supya jato nistachile. All the same steps which we have here in the previous class. We all derived this one. So main sutram is 3278. Supya jato nistachile. So put samadesha. So samadesha. In this case, you have to put ni. Supya jato. It can be any soup. It doesn't have to be karma or it doesn't have to be a particular soup. It can be any soup. So in this case, adhikaranam. So shama. So sorry. Samadesha, ni, and then vrit plus nini. Of course, again you get the puganta laghupatasya cha uran raparaha becomes vartin. Samadesha vartin. Samadesha vartinaste. So for you, and here it is shashti sheshe. Shashti sheshe. Is that for you? Is that he will not be? Here it is. Now, how about this one? Durasadaha, like durlabhaha, dushkaram, durlabham, this dushprapa. In Bhagavad Gita, we always give this the examples in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6. Dushprap iti me matihi. Dushprap, chapter 6 of Gita. Very nice Gita shlokas are there in this one. It says that, see, Arjuna complains, right? Yoyam yogastaya proktaha samyena madhusudana etasyam na pashyami. The mind is very fickle. This yoga which you are teaching, I don't see how we can do it because this mind is very unsteady. And then Sri Krishna replies that yes, it's sure the mind is definitely unsteady. Durnigraham, here's one form. They're like durasadaha, durnigraham. The mind is one which is hard to control. Asanyatatmana yogo dushprap. So back to back. We have this pratyak, khal being used. So what these slokas in Gita, 634, 635. Durnigraham manaha, which is hard to say. Dukhyena nigriyate, krichena nigriyate, which is hard, which is controlled with difficulty. And here, which is obtained with difficulty. So for one whose mind is not controlled, yoga is hard to obtain, hard to get. So dushprapa and durnigraha. So here we have this pratyak called khal. So difficult to overtake. So asad is to overtake. So dukhyena, krichrena, asadyate. Asad is to reach, to find, to kind of encounter, to overtake. We just saw that. Durlabhaha. This is from the vocabulary, by the way. This is given here by Antoine in the vocabulary. Durasadaha is to overtake. Difficult to overtake. Okay, that's why I put in the document here. So ishadussu, krichrartheshu khal. So when ishad dus or su, look at the saptami bahuvachanam. So tatra upapadam saptami stham. Don't forget our basic structure of the Ashtadhyayi. Tatra upapadam saptami stham. So 3192. So the saptami stham indicated by saptami, that's upapadam. So these three are when they are in upapadam. Then something is, so 3192 itself, when Panini starts the adhikara of this dvitiya adhikara of dhatoho, first thing Panini says is tattvapadam saptami stham. So this is ishad, dus and su or saptami stham. So they are the upapadam. When ishad, dus or su is in upapadam, then in the sense of krichrartheshu, ease, difficulty or ease. Krichram is difficulty, hardship with hardship. Then eshu dukha sukhartheshu means with pain or with ease. Upapadeshu khal. And then it will be, don't forget our sutram, tayoreva prityakta khalartaha, these will be in the passive. So it says dur asad, dur is in upapadam, and then asad ay upasarga, sad is the dhatu, shadru Visharanagatyavasadhaneshu means to sink, to be depressed, to go down, to sit. So pratyaya khal is added. We've done this in the class many times before. I'm just doing it brief now again. So the sutra is upapadam ating. Upapadam ating. So upapadam can compound. Is samarthena shabdantarena. Doesn't have to be a sup. But it cannot be a tinganta. Upapadam ating. To create a special tatpurusha compound. Tatpurusha goes from where? From 2122 up to 2222. And this is the last part of that with a special nitya samasaha. One of them is upapada samasa. Upapadam ating. And because 3192 tatra upapadam saptami stham, these were in saptami, so they are the upapadam. One of these is upapadam. Then any dhatu can take the pratyaya khal to form a tatpurusha compound in the sense of ease or difficulty or doing something. Of course, ishat and su means easy and dus means difficult. So dur asad khal, then khal means the shapat dite halantyam dasya lopaha durasadaha. It's an adjective. So in Gita examples. Okay, now, so what do we have now? We have the fact that for you, who is now on an even ground, this gear will not be hard to reach. Okay, here is. Yes, Anuj. Yes, Anuj.
So, Jiji, I wanted to know in 3192, what is that stham? What is it doing there?
Yeah, so see, that's not the, so the word indicated by the saptami. So, stham, it is, let's see, let's go back. It's a good question. So, let's see. Means that ishadushu. Okay. Now, for example, in the sutra which we just looked at, right? So, this one which we looked at, which is supya jato nistachilye, supya jato. So, supi doesn't mean the word sup, but anything which is a subantam. Like we had that samadesha vartin. So, samadesha is the saptami antam. It is a sup. So saptami stham means not the word sup itself, but that which is a sup. So indicated by the saptami. Actually, maybe I can read you some comment. That's a good question. Tatra padam saptami stham. Saptami stham. So two things we can do, Anuji, is one thing we can go and look at the vritti of the sutram, and second thing we can also look at is the commentary. Tatra padam saptami stham. So if you look at the vritti, okay, let's go to the vritti. Let's do some homework here since we have a good question. 3192. Tatra padam saptami stham. Tatra padam saptami stham. Tatra padam saptami stham. Saptami stham. 3192. So that term which is in the saptami, which is etasmin dhatvadikare yas saptami nirdishtam. That's a saptami stham. Indicated by, so when you say supi, doesn't mean that super has to be in upapadam. It is indicated by the sup, means that which is a sup should be upsallapavati. Vakshasi karmani, sikfayam karmanyan. Good example here itself, Anuji. Karmanyan. Doesn't mean that word karman should be upapadam. That which is the object of the action is upapadam.
Okay.
If you just said, that which is in saptami, let's say saptami stham, then that will require the exact word karma to be in upapadam. It's not like that. Anything which is an object of an action is upapadam, karmani sam. So, okay, anyway, that's the meaning basically. So, karmani, think of karmanyan. Karmanyan doesn't mean that the word karma should be upapadam, but any object will be. So, saptami stham. So, saptami nirdishtam upadam bhavati. Okay, let's see. In fact, let me see if I can find any comment here. Saptami stham. Here in this book by Ramanatha Sharma, the word stha is used so that a specification made by means of a saptami can be interpreted as that which ends in saptami. If stha were not used, then paribhasha sanya vidho pratyaya grahane tadanta vidhir nasti. So which ends in saptami, says, ends with, impose into that blocks tadanta vidhi. So which ends, that's also an interpretation that is giving, which ends in saptami, because there is the sanya tadanta vidhi. So to bring the tadanta vidhi also, which ends. So karmani, this karmani ends in saptami. So that's another reason. But I think good reason is that this doesn't mean the exact word karma, but something, any object is. Okay, so we were here. So now we are looking at this samprati samadesha vartinaste durasada bhavishyati. Then tena means hetuna, for that reason. Okay, then he muchantam abhishavaha, abhishuhu means the reins, rashmayaha muchantam. Okay, then loosen the reins. Tena, for that reason, for the reason which you just mentioned, tena karanena hetuna muchantam abhishavaha. Abhishavaha is that loosen the reins. Abhishavaha is what is abhishavaha is means rashmayaha. It is given here. So abhigataha ishuhu, abhishuhu, pragata acharyaha. So this is the pradi samasa. Abhi stands for abhigata, ishuhu. So that which goes kind of with the arrow, the reins and the arrow kind of go together. So abhigataha with the, so when you are in the chariot, in the hunting mode, these arrows and then also the reins go with it. So abhishavaha, abhigataha ishuhu abhishuhu. It's a rein. So this sutra is Kugati Pradeha 2 to 18, and there is a Vartikam there, Pradeyo Gatyadhyarthe Prathamaya. So Pragataha Acharyaha, Paracharyaha, and so on. Now Muchantam, very straightforward, Mutslu Mochane, Mokshane, it's a Karmani Prayagaha, so therefore we get the we can only use Atmanepadam, Tayoreva Krityakta Kalartha, excuse me, Bhavakarmanoho. Bhavakarmanoho, only Atmanepadam can be used, and because it's referring to Ishavaha, this slide like Guru Pratipadikam, so Abhishavaha is of course Prathama Bhavachanam, so we take Bhavachanam Pratyaya Jha, Atmanepadam Jontaha, then make Tita Atmanepadanam Tere, and then Ametaha, Lot Lakara, so Ametaha. Meanwhile comes the Yak, Sarvadhatuke Yak, Bhavakarmanoho. Remember, we've been studying this sutram Chin Bhavakarmanoho, remember the Chin Bhavakarmanoho, and below that comes the Sarvadhatuke Yak, so it's 3167, Bhavakarmanoho, Sarvadhatuke Yak. So instead of getting Shap is only Kartari Shap, so let's not forget that. Then of course then we do the Lopaha, Bahalantyam, and then Atogune. Between this akara of at the end of the year, pratyaya and this is atogune, puraparayoho ekadeshaha. So it is the atogune, so it is the pararupam ekadeshaha. So it becomes muchantam. So it's a passive. Again, the passive in this language is very idiomatic. It's almost stylish. So you use the passive. Unlike in English, you would not say let the reins be loosened. You say let go of the rein, loosen the reins. So this passive is to be used in language a lot. So tena, on account of that, okay, then for that reason, so because this now we are on an even land, even course, let loose of let the reins be tena hi, like idiomatic tena hi. Okay, indeed for that reason, sure then, let the reins be loosened. Basically in English you say loosen the reins. Then Sutta says yatha jnapayati ayushman, the same Ayushman. Yatha ajñāpayati tatha karishye. So yad ajñāpayati, very similar. Yad ajñāpayati Ayushman. So as you order, sir, means so I will do, tat karishyami. So yad ajñāpayati, the ajñāpayati, you put in a document here. Ajñāpayati, okay, I put the post from Sthapayati. Okay, April 24th post. Okay, let me see what you have there. Because now a lot of these posts are being put over here. April 24, some Sthapayati. Okay, let's see. Pukagama. Oh no. Alright. That's not a good idea. I don't know what happened to him. Let's see. See if you can bring him back. Okay, let me try again. basically, anyway, while it's coming back to life, let me give you the gist of it here. This is the what did I do now? Should not have rushed, I guess, in shutting him down here. Okay, let me try one last time, see if he comes back to life. Oh God. Okay, good. I don't want this guy. I want him. I'm sorry to waste your time here. All right, we got him back. Okay, all right. So here, April 24th. Let me see if I can go back to him again. April 24th. Let's see. Okay, it's May. April 24th. Okay, April 24th. Samsthapayati, Ajñāpayati Bhavan. Okay. Okay. So, oh no, I'm the wrong date. I'm sorry. April 24th. Okay. April. I guess this example is April 24th. April 24th. Okay, let's see. Let's try something. Search on the website. Sthapayati. Okay, Sthapayati. Let's try that. Samsthapayati. No? That is strange. I thought we had a... Oh, you mean it's... I'm sorry. I think maybe it's a comment on that post. Okay. Let me go back there. It may be a comment on this post. Hold on. Pukagama. Okay, this is the one. Samstha. I'm sorry. It's not the post. It's a comment on that post. Okay. So let's see if I can pick up the comments here. One response. Okay. I'm sorry. It's a comment on that post. All right, here it is. Finally, we got it. Pukagamaha samsthapayati. So this sutam arti ri vli ri knui kshmayata buknau. Just the ajñāpayati nya avabodhane. So you start with nya and add the nich, because to cause to know means to order, basically to inform. Ajña is to cause to. Cause to means to order. So add pratyaya nich. The puk agamaha comes here because if you have nya plus nich, one the lope e by arti ri vli ri knu yi kshmai atam puk now. So when adantamangam is followed by nich ni, basically with the puk agama adyanta takitau, we get nyapi. Then nyapi plus lat, usual steps make it tip. The lopaha, kartari shap. Kartari shap is default. Don't say kartari shap is only for bhavadi gana. Shap is default for everything. It is overruled in the other ganas. When you but so if all derived dhatus, they take only kartari shap. Sanadyanta dhatava. So they'll only take kartari shap, nothing else. And of course anubandha lopaha, take the gunadeshaha, sarvadhatkartaka yoho, and then echevaya. Remember our friend Niti, he won't apply here. That's only anirada ardhatuke parene lopasya. The shap doesn't have an idagama, of course. It is not valadi. It's not ardhatukam. But shap is a sarvadhika pratyaya because of things is sarvadhatukam. So Niti won't apply here. So anyway, sthapayati. If you want to go and revise it, April 28th is in the comments. Okay. So yatha ajñāpayati bhavan ayushman. So as you order, sir. Means so I will do. Tatha. Yad ajñāpayati tat karishyami is understood. Rathavegam nirupya. Rathasya vegam nirupya. These are all the stage actions, again these are brackets. So enacting the speed of the chariot. So he likes, they make an action on the stage, like the chariot is speeding up now. Rathavegam nirupya. Nirupya, this is very, of course, lyabantam. Very straightforward, put in document here anyway, is that rupa kriyaya means to enact, to stage, to show with your actions. Rupa kriyayam. So rupa plus nichya. Look at his dhatu number. In the dhatu patha, from katha onwards, adantaha. So from dhatu katha up to the end of the churadi gana, these dhatus end in akara. This is not an it. And I think this dhatu katha is the number 380 something, 380. So all these dhatus from katha up to the end of that's gana, churadi ganaha. So if I put it here, if you look at in the churadi ganaha, from I think 389, I think it is, 10th gana, from 389 onwards, katha, yeah, adantaha, from katha, vakya prabandhe up to the end. So this dhatu is number 479. So he's going to be adanta dhatu. At the pratyam nich adubandha lope chutu alantyam. Then atolopaha, ardha dhatu ke. Rupi, make rupi. Of course, in this case, the upadha is a ukara. It's not lagu anyway. So there's no question of doing any gunadesha. So because uganta lagupatasya, it's not lagu. Then rupi plus ktva, samankartiko purvakale. So means that rathavegam nirupya, which is the second kriyavat. Nirupya vadati. So having enacted the speeding of the chariot, then what? Obviously he speaks. So you have to understand that we know there is a samana karta. You know there are two actions. We know the prior action is the enacting. The later action has to be the speaking now. So you have to supply that. Rathavegam nirupya vadati. He now says. So add the pratyaktva. Then you make a gati samasa by kugati parade, adding the ni, pusarga ni. When this ni comes here, we get the lyap adesha. Samasanyang purve ktvo lyap. In a compound, the ktva takes a lyap adesha. 737. This you have done many times in the class, many times. And anekacha sarvasya. And now comes our friend Niraniti. Anirada vardha dhatuke pare ne lopasyat. Pratya lyap anubandha lope ya. Well, the halantyam, it is not valadi, cannot take idagamaha, so nich takes lopaha. We get nirupya. Having enacted, there's a typo in the vocab list. Okay, in the vocab list some typo. Where is the typo? Oh, nirupya. Oh, there's a typo here, please correct that. Should be nirupya, not nirupaya, but nirupya. Nirupya, having enacted. Okay, so having enacted this, now he speaks. What does he say? He says that Ayushman Pashya, straightforward. O king, O long-lived one, O sir, Pashya. Pashya, of course, dhatu drish, lot lakara, madhyapurusha ekavachanam. This, I'll just use some numbers here. Dhatu drish takes Pashya adeshaha shiti. Shiti pare by pa, gra, dma, that long sutra. Dirghataram Sutram. 7378. All these dhatus take sarvadeshaha of these piba, jigra, dhamma, tishtha, mana, yacha, pashya. So drish takes pashya adesha shiti. This is on the bhvadi ganaha. So drish plus lot, and then it takes sip, then serya picha, and then of course ato he he. Ato he he by 64105. Ato he he becomes pashya. Pashya, ato he he. These are all very, if you want to practice these rules, go on the website. There are plenty of examples of there. Ato he. So here Ayushman Pashya. Look. What do you say? Now we're describing the horse. Now this is a verse now. This is now going to be meter bound. So Chando Baddham. Mukteshu Rashmishu Niryat Purvakaya Nishkampa Chamara Shikha Nibhrutor Dvakarnaha. Atmodhatai rapi rajobhirlanghaniya dhavantyami mruga javakshamayeva rathyaha. Okay, one more time. Mukteshu rashmishu niryat purvakaya nishkampa chamara shikha nibhrutor dvakarnaha Atmodhatai rapi rajobhirlanghaniyaha dhavantyami mruga javakshamayeva rathyaha. Padacheda is mukteshu rashmishu niryat purvakayaha khali sarvesham This is the lopaha here of that yakaraha. What I'm talking about is Sutram Halisar. Just Visarga Sandhi rules, nothing special. Halisarvesham. So this is way back in the Ashtadhyayi in 8.3, about 20 something. 8.3. If you want to practice these rules, go to the website Halisarvesham 8.3.22. So it is Niryata Purvakayaha, Nishkampa Chamarashikhaha, and Nibratordvakarnaha. These are all Bahuvri compounds, all qualifying Rathyaha, Vajinaha. So Ashvaha. So these horses, they are all these like this. Atmodhataihi api rajobhi alanghaniyaha dhavanti ami mruga java kshamaya iva. So there's a ad guna taking place here. Mruga java akshamaya iva rathyaha. As always, attack the verb. So it is dhavanti, very simple form. Somebody is running. No, somebody like in the plural. Somebody third person plural is running. Dhavanti. Of course it is ashvaha. Ashvaha dhavanti. So pasya, ashvaha dhavanti. So the horses are running. So this entire verse is describing how the horses are running. When mukteshu rashmishu, when the reins were released, how the horses ran. Let's just look at this. So now, before we get all entangled up in the Bahuvri compounds, simple sentence is Rathyaha. Okay, let's start doing some grammar here. Okay, let me give you the meaning, then we go to some grammar. This is Sati Saptami, Sat Saptami. In Bhagavad Gita, always give these two examples in Bhagavad Gita. Srishu Dushtasu Varshneya Jayate Varna Sankaraha. So when one action gives us the timing of the second action. When this happened, then that happens. So that when this is put in the Saptami. So it says Srishu Dushtasu Varshneya. When the woman gets corrupted, then Varna Sankara happens. That's when this happens, then that happens. And then there is this, should not be Samana Karta, by the way. It's not Samana Karta. Different Karta on both. Be careful of that. It should not be Samana Karta. So when the women are corrected, then Varna Sankara happens. The two different. And here, again, here also says, Matra Sparsha. Senyor Bhayor Madhye Ratam Sthapayamechita. It says, Akesham. Kairmaya Sahayodhavyam. No, it is coming in the, sorry. It's in first chapter itself. It's coming in first chapter itself. Back, it's coming back here. Pravritya Shastra Sampate. Pravritya Shastra Sampate. Dhanudyam Yapandava. Here it is. Pravritya Shastra Sampate. Dhanudya Pandavaha. So Pravritya Shastra Sampate. Dhanudya Pandavaha. Rishikesham Tadava. Here it is. Number 20. So when the descent of arrows had just begun, then Arjuna said. So these are two examples of Satsatami in Gita. Of course, there will be others also. So when the descent of arrows, Shastra Sampata, the shower of arrows had just started, at that time Arjuna asked Sri Krishna something. So when this happened, then, so different Karta. If Shastra Sampata is Karta here, and here Arjuna has Karta. So now what do we have? Mukteshu Rashmishu. So when you see a Saptami, it's not usually Adhikaranarthe, which means that, in this, on this, it could be a place or a time or a Vishayaha. When that meaning is not fitting, and you see a string of these with the participle in there, particularly when you see a participle form in there, then suspect this Sat Saptami. The sutram is Yasya Bhavena Bhavalakshanam. Yasya Bhavena Bhavalakshanam. Yasya Bhavena Bhavalakshanam. That is, in any sutra, any vibhakti assignment has to be made in 2.3 of the Ashtadhyayi, nowhere else. In 2.3, I think it's 2.335, I think, 2.335. Yasya Bhavena Bhavalakshanam. Here it's 37. Yasya Bhavena, so Kriyaya. Bhava Lakshanam means one action gives a Lakshanam for another action. That's the Saptami has to be used. That prior action, which is acting like an indicator of the other action. For that, Saptami has to be used. So here, Mukteshu Rashmishu means when the rains were released, then in English, on the rains being released, then what happens? Niryata Purvaka. Niryata means like stretched out. Yam, ayam, like ayamaha, vyayama, which is stretching exercise, right? Stretching exercises. Ayam, or vyayam is to stretch. So ayata means stretched out. Nirayata means very stretched out. Purvakaya. These horses have their forepart, their neck and the head. The forepart of the body is stretched out completely. So niryaso, so purvakaya. We'll come to the grammar in a second, but basically their four bodies are stretched out completely. Nishkampa. Nishkampa means no movement. Nishkampa. Unmoving. Chamara shikhaha. Those chauris which are put as decoration on the horses. They are steady because it's going so fast that they are just like standing still. So the chauris, which is this thing which you use in India to swat the flies, I guess. So that is, but it's like a decoration, like the plume decoration for the horses. That is now like standing erect. It's unmoving because of the heavy speed of the high speed. Nishkampa chamara shika. The horses are such, the tips of these chamara, these tails of these which are used as decoration, they are standing still. Nibhrutor dvakaranaha. They are holding their ears erect. Nibhrata. Nibhrata means to hold it, and urdhva karanaha means up. They're holding their ears erect, standing up. And then alanghaniyaha. They are not to be crossed. The same pratyaha aniya, which we just saw today in the class when we just looked at this one, the same sutram, where we had it right here. Prikshaniya, so same thing. Alanghaniyaha. So same sutram, I think it was 3196 it was. Tavya aniyaraha. So it was, Mr. Pani starts 3195, it starts Krityaha. And the very first sutra, 3196 is Tavyaniyaraha. So aniyar. So means alanghaniyaha. Means not to be crossed. Langan is to cross. Lang is to transgress. So not to be crossed, not to be overtaken. By whom? You remember this pratyaya using the passive? Because tayoreva krityakta kalartha is kritya pratyaha aniyar, and it should be used in the passive because 3470 tayoreva. Because normally kritya krit. Repeated in the class like hundreds of times, but this is an important concept. So this sutra has been repeated in the class so many times now. Tayoreva krityakta kalartha. So it is the passive form. So they are not to be overtaken. Even api, by the dust, which they themselves have dug up, have raised. Atmodhataihi, uddhata. Uddhata means to raise. Atmana uddhatairapi, rajobhi alanganiyaha. So they are running so fast that even the dust which they themselves are raising cannot overtake them. They are not to be overtaken even by their own dust. So not to be overtaken. Dhavanti ami, of course the project others. So these horses here. Others means something which is far away, which can be seen. And the example which you give all the time is Asavaditya Brahma. Asavaditya. Aditya over there, the sun is far, but I can see it. I can still point to it. Of course, in this case, it's not that far away. But so it says those horses, but they can be seen. As opposed to tad. If you say te ashvaha, that will be something which cannot be seen. So do not use tat prajvadikam when something can be seen. So ami ashvaha. Then murga java akshamaya iva. As if not tolerating the speed of the deer. They are not taking kindly. Akshama. Kshama means to tolerate, to bear. They cannot bear the speed of the deer. Means they want to overtake the deer basically. As if out of non-tolerance for the speed of the deer, these horses are running. So look, these horses are running. We'll come to Rathya in a second. Horses which are running on loosening the reins, on the reins being loosened. Watch these horses are running with their four parts being completely stretched out, with their this charmer, this decoration which is standing still, and their ears are upright, and they are not even to be overtaken by their own dust, and they are as if running out of not putting up with the speed of the deer. That is the whole thing. Let's do some grammar now. So this entire thing is just describing the horses. See, the story goes only in the prose parts, the brackets, but then comes some special description in the verses, or some special point, or some nice, subhashitam. They all come in the verses. So, okay, let's do some grammar here now. So it says that mukteshu rashmishu satsu. Sati saptami, sat saptami is called, is a better word for that. Yasya bhavena bhava lakshanam. Then yam uparame is to control. Yama plus kta, this is called niryata, stretched, something which has been stretched. So usual pratyaha, nishtha pratyaha, 32102, and then the idagama is stopped because in the manteshu yamanamagama ramachatwaraha. This is anidhatu, anudhatu padeshaha. And then comes Sutram 6437, which we looked at today in connection with. Today we looked at the Sutram 6442, the Jana Sana Khanam Sanjaloho. So that one is 6442, and which we looked at the word khata. Jana Sana Kasam Sanjaloho. Jana Sana Khanam. Jana Sana Khanam Sanjaloho. And then back here is Anudattopadesha, Vanatitanotyadina. Anudattopadesha. Yam is Anudattopadesha. Yamanamagamarama. Manteshu. And Nanteshu, Han and Manya, these two. Then what happens to these dhatus along with some others? Anudasika lopa jalikiniti. So because Anudasika lopa had makati, it will become yata, sanyata. So niryata means not niryata, but it is nirayata, nirayata means extremely stretched out, nirayata. Upasarga has been that extra meaning there. So then Purvakayaha is shown above. We had in the last class Purvakayaha. So now this is the Ekadeshi Samasaha. Remember we did that Purvakayaha last time, so I will not go through again the class today. We did the whole derivation. I think the last class itself, I believe we had this Purvakayaha. Is that Purvakayaha? He says this one is that Ekadeshi Samasa Purva Paradharottaram Ekadeshi Naikadhikarane. So Avayavina. So with Avayavin is one which has parts. So with that item, with that the main item which has parts, Saha Purvadaya means Purva Apara Adhara Uttara. Samasyante ekatva sanya vishishtasched avayavi, but that body should not be like many separate items split out. It should be a single unit which has upper, lower, etc. Not like there are like 20 horses. That's not a single item. Okay, there are this. So a single item. So it's apavada shashti samasa. Purvam. Otherwise, if you say kayasya purvam, if you use shashti samasa, right? The shashtyantam should take purva nipataha. But it says this purvam takes purva nipataha. because in this sutram, purva paradharottaram is prasamanidishtam. Okay, in the sutram shashti is prasamanidishtam. So by 1243, prasamanidishtam samasa upasyanam purvam 2230. So therefore, this if you take kayasya purvam, we have a problem. If you make a shashti samasa. Anyway, we did this in the class last time. So we put purva, su, kaya, nyas, and then the usual steps. We get the prasamadisham samasa, upasyanam purvam goes purva, and then we get the supluk, supodhatu pradipika yoho, and then we make purva kaya. So then nitaram ayataha, nirayataha, so which has been extremely stretched out, vistrataha, comes in the vocabulary stretched out. So nirayataha paskugati pradeha, nirayataha purvakaya yeshamte. These are all Bhavuri compounds. So these are horses whose fore part of the body is completely stretched out. Then nishkampaha is nirgataha kampo yasyaha shikha. The shikha is the chamara shikha, the tip of the chamara is such that it is completely motionless. So all motion, all shaking has gone away from it. Nirgataha kampaha yasyaha. So we get the shakara deshaha by idudupadasya cha pratyaya. When you go to Sandhi rules over here, we get nis or nir plus kampa. Then we get in the case of nir, we get the nis, we'll get sasajushoruhu. Then we get karavasana or visarjaniyaha. Then instead of getting the jivva mulyaha, we get the or the visargaha, we get the mudanya shakara deshaha by sutram 8341. Idudupadasya cha pratyayasya. Idudupadasya cha pratyayasya. So we visargaha. Followed by ka varga or pa varga. It has to be, of course, the kar, ka, kha, pa, pha, preceded by idudupadasya, the short e or short u, but should not be the visarga for pratyaha, should not be the su pratyaha. Then it gets the mudhanya shakara deshaha. Idudupadasya cha pratyaya. If you want to go back and listen, look at your notes, idudupadasya cha pratyasya gets the murdhanya shakara. The visarga gets the murdhanya shakara deshaha. So 8341 idudupadasya cha pratyasya. Of course, we've done the class many times. 8341, 8341, and there are only a certain number of words in the language for which this sutram applies, and they are as follows. They are these. Idudupadasya cha pratyasya. It is nir, dur, bahir, avis, chatur and pradus. These are the only words, only terms which give the conditions for this sutra. Nir, dur, right now we have nir. So ikara upadasya, ukara upadasya, cha apratyasya. We say hari pashyati, it doesn't become harish pashyati. Because even though idupada is there, this harihi, that visarga is a pratyajanya. So it comes from pratyasu. We don't say gurush pashyati. We say guru pashyati. So because it cannot be a visarga pratyaya. So that's why only these terms come under the domain of this rule. Okay. So we get the murdana shakara adeshaha. And this comes with the vartikam, like the word vidhava, which we use all the time. Vigataha dhavaha yasyaha sa. Pradibhyo dhatu jasya vacho vachotra lopaha. And then chamara is chauri. Chamaranam is chamara mruga pucha nirmita shirobhushananam. So it is chamara. Chamara is a kind of a deer. So chamara, which is made from this chamara mruga pucha nirmita. It is made from the scales of this particular kind of deer. Shirobhushananam. So there is this decoration made for the horses from the tail of this deer. So nishkampaha chamaranam shikaha yeshamte. So one whose tips of these decorative things, they are unmoving. Nishkam, all Bahuvri compounds finally. Bahuvri compounds. And then nibhrutau, nishchalau, urdhvau, uttitau karnau, shavane yeshamte. So they are horses whose ears are raised and they are steady. Nibhrita, nishchalau, nibhrita, or they are kind of held. They are held raised, or they are held steady, raised and steady, you can say, or just held raised ears. So one whose ears are raised and held there. Nibhritor dvakarnaha. In atmana uddhataihi, atmodhatai, uddhata. Ud plus hata become uddhata. Here you can remember the sutram. Jayoho anyatarasya. Hakara takes the dhakara deshaha. The jayo anyatarasyam. So it says that following a jai letter. What is jai? From jabai up to kapai. So it's a pratama, dvitiya, titiya, chaturtha varnaha. So first 4 columns. Then following that, the hakara, the anyatarasya, after it takes the purva stavan. So ud plus hata, like Shrimad Hanuman, Shrimad Dhanuman. Uddhata, uddhata, uddhata. That hakara joins takes a savarna of the ta varga. And hakara is a mrudu Maha Mruduvarnaha Mahaprana. So it takes the Chaturtha Varna Adesha, becomes Dhakara, Uddhata. So Atmana Uddhataihi api Rajobhi Alanghaniyaha. They are not to be overtaken, even by their own race, even by the dust raised by themselves. And then I have it here. Han. Same thing, Nishtha Pratyaha is a Anudata Upadesha in Nishedha. And then the same sutra Anudata Upadesha. Just like in Yata, same thing, Hata. 6437 Anasika Lopaha. Then form the Kugati Paradeha from Gati Samasa Uddhata. Then Uddhata by Jayonyatarasya. Lagi, that is Lagi. Gatyartha is to cross, basically, cross. So, says, this is a idit dhatu. So, iditonum dhatu gets a num agamaha. Dhatu which idit is takes a num agamaha. So, 7158. So, again, just as remind you is that why not put the nakara directly in the dhatu pata? Because Roma Sutram 6424, where Panini specifies certain operation for a upadhanakaraha, as long as it is not for idit dhatu. So that's why these idit dhatavaha are different from those dhatus like band, which have a sakshat nakara as upadha. You understand? Because there are situations like these where Panini will distinguish whether nakara came from an idit or not from an idit. So these are not equivalent. They're not equivalent. They're not equivalent because that's why Panini marks some of these, because he wants to protect this nakara in certain situations. But anyway, right now we don't need that, so we just bring numagamaha. Right now it will not make a difference for us right now. In Langaniya, it will make difference in other situations, like Langita. Langita, that nakara does not take lopa by 6424, with dhatus and idit. 6420 says anidita. Okay. So, iditonum dhatoho, then midachontyat paraha, anubandha lopaha, upadeshajanasket halantyam. Then, as usual, the anuswaraha, naschavadantasya jali, and then parasavarnaha. Anuswarasya parasavarnaha. Langa aniyar, the same sutram. No, tavya aniyaraha. So, Langaniya. Alanganiya, of course, Naitat Purusha. Then Sutram is Nai, no lopo Naya. It's a negation, nakara of Nai takes lopaha. So Alanganiya. Then Ami. Others Pratipadikam go to the usual steps of Tadadina, Maha, etc. And so if you want to take a shortcut, take this Pratipadikam Sarva. It will become survey. So to get the form survey, so do all the steps for getting survey. Once you get survey, then you look at these two rules, 8 to 80, 81. 8 to 80, 81. So get the form for the Sarva Pratipadikam. And then come to these two rules, 8 to 8. If you want to take a shortcut for others Pratipadikam. And this one says, Adaso ser dadu domaha, but eta id bahuvachane. This 8, so we take survey would be the form for Pratipadikam Sarva Pratama Vibhakti, Pratama Bahuvachanam. So, but that ekaraha takes the ekaradesha, and also dakara takes the makaradesha, domaha. Dakarasya makaradesha, and for the Bahuvachane, the eta takes the ekaradesha. So, if you want to take a shortcut, get the form for Sarva Pratipadikam, then come here, and that will be a shortcut. So here 8 to 81 applies, and of course also domaha, and the vritti is coming down, so it will take the dakara takes the maka. So 8 to 81 does the dakara sisthane. So it becomes, so instead of survey, make it ade. Instead of survey, make it ade, because others by tadadina maha we replace the sakara vakara, make it ade. Now dakara takes the makara adesha, and the ekara takes the ikara adesha by the sutram et id bahuvachane. So we get ami. The javaha is speed, dhatu is ju. Javaha is speed. Mrugasya harinasya jave vege akshama. Akshama, of course, is the same thing, Nentat Purusha, just like we did over here. So these two same rules will come over here. Akshama is the same rule. So kshama is to tolerate, to put up with, to forgive. Akshama means not forgiving, not putting up with, not tolerating the speed of the deer. So they had non-tolerance with regard to Saptami, Vishaya Saptami, the speed of the deer. Or you can say Mruganam, Mrugasya Mruganam, but Mrugasya you can take. Taya, Mruga Java, oh, there's a typo here. Mruga Javakshamaya. Javakshamaya. Mruga Javakshamaya. Okay, so like they are in that manner, they're moving like in that manner, as if, or you can say Hetav also, maybe on account of. How about Hetav? They are moving on the sutram which we just saw today, Hetav, right? So Titiya Vibhakti is used in the sense of a cause. So the cause, the reason they're moving so fast like that is that they cannot tolerate the speed of the deer. They have to overtake the deer. So I was thinking that we can use this one, Sutram Hetav. Tritiya Vibhakti, Hetav over here. So because Tritiya, so Mrugasya Jave Akshamaya. Okay, now a special sutram, Rathyaha, Ratham Vahati Rathyaha. This is Tadita Prayogaha. I know in the vocabulary you put horse, but that which carries a chariot. Sutram is 4476, a special sutram. 4476. Tadita are difficult to master, so we have to just take examples and try to get as familiar as we can with the different sections. So it says Tadvahati Ratha Yuga Prasangam. Tadvahati. So one which following Ratha, Yuga and Prasangam. So following these, so one who carries one of these, Ratha, Yuga, Prasangam. So then what happens is that we can look at this one briefly. 4476. So Rathyaha, Ratham Vahati Ratha. So it's not any horse. It's a horse which carries which pulls the chariot. So this is a chariot pulling horse. So Ditya Samarthebhya Ratha Yuga Prasangebhya, following the Ratha Yuga and Prasanga. Vahati iti etasmin arthe yat pratya bhavati. Remember we talked about, if you I don't know if you remember, but in 4.4 the adhikar of Ashtadhyayi is a Thagyat Padaha. Thagyat Padaha. Because in the beginning Panini starts Prag Bhatesh Thak. So Thak is a Pratyaha. And then in the middle somewhere around here, I think right here he starts Praghita. In fact, the very first sutram here, okay. Praghita Yat. And then the very first sutram in the Yat Adhikara is Tadvahati Ratha Yuga Prasangam. Yes, Vasu. Okay, I thought it was a question. So anyway, so that is a sutram. So this is a special sutram. That which one who carries or pulls a Ratha or a Yuga is a yoke and Prasangam. These three get the pratyaya yat. So this is not just a horse. The horse pulls a chariot. So Ratha pratyaya yat anubandha lopa halantyam, then supluk supadhadu padivadika yoho, then usual yachibham yasyeti cha. Okay, you know what? I can read you quickly the translation by Monier Williams just to see what he's saying. Let's see how he translates this. The reins being loosed. So that is the Mukteshu Rashmishu. Okay, so we are here. Mukteshu Rashmishu. Then what does he say? These is Ami. Chariot horses. That is Rathyaha. Ratham Vahati Rathyaha Shvaha. Gallop along. Dhavanti. Let Lakara straightforward form. Dhavanti. As if with impatience of the speed of the deer, that is impatient or of its speed. So this is a Mruga Javakshamaya Iva, as if with impatience. With impatience. So he didn't say Hetav. He just says Saha. So with impatience, okay? So that's a small change. Having the forepart of their bodies well stretched out. That well stretched out is nirayata. So nitaram ayata, well stretched out. The forepart of their bodies is that purvakaya. We talked about it, ekadashi samasaha. Having the chauri which forms their crest motionless. So now he says chauri which forms their crest. So he is taking slightly different here. He's taking the chauri is the crest. We are taking the tips of the chauris. but he's taking the chauri is the so this is like the like jnana amrutam, jnanam eva amrutam. He's taking like a karmadharya compound now. So you see small differences you can notice now. So he's taking slightly different. This Munir Williams has taken this as, so the chauri itself is the shikha, not the shikha of the chauri. So it depends on interpretation, I guess. So the chauri which form the crest motionless, nishkampa, having the ears erect yet firmly fixed, he says. So nibrita urdhvakarna, so held erect, upright, firmly erect. Not to be overtaken, alanghaniyaha, even is api, by the dust rajobhi, rajas pradipadikum rajas rajobhi, gets the padasanya by 1417, swadishvasaranamasthane, and then of course the sasajishoru, etc. will come there. Visargasandhi, rajobhi, even by the dust raised by themselves, atmodhataihi, that's the word. Okay. Then the Raja now replies. Raja has his own verse now. Yadaloke sukshmam. They not see this doesn't have any big compounds here. It just doesn't probably be easier for us. Yadaloke sukshmam rajati sahasa tad vipulatam. And then he says yadadha vichinnam bhavati kutasandhanam iva tat. Supply of rajati. Okay, rajati is running. Oh, sorry, bhavati already is there, excuse me. You already have bhavati over here, okay. Prakritya yad vakram tadapi samare kham nayanayor name dure kinchit kshanamapi na pashve rathajavat. Okay, one more time. Yadaloke sukshvam rajati sahasa tad vipulatam. Yad adha vichinnam bhavati krutasandhanam iva tat. Prakritya yad vakram tadapi samarekham nayanayor me dure kinchit kshanapi na parshve rathajavat. Okay, so this is what the king is now describing on account of the speed, how the scene which he is seeing are there, like, they are moving so fast on account of the speed. Something which was large is becoming small, something which was small is becoming large, something which was close is far away, just something which was blurred is becoming clear. So that he's saying that. So yad, this is let's look at the cheda. Yad aloke sukshmam rajati sahasa tat vipulatam. So this is, okay, let's look at the cheda. We'll come back to the grammar. Yat adha. Adha is an avyam. Adha is an avyam. Just used in Bhagavad Puranam a lot. If you read the Bhagavad Puranam, this adha is used a lot in Bhagavatam. Adha. Vichinnam bhavati kritasandhanam iva tat. Prakritya yat vakram tat api samarekham nayanayoho na me dure kinchit kshanam api na parshve rathajavat. Let's take one snippet over here. Aloke yat sukshmam. Alokaha is darshane. Alok, I think we had in the prior class itself this dhatu lokru. So aloka is to observe, to see, to inspect. So aloka. Aloke darshane, in my sight, that which is tiny, sukshmam. Sukshma can be subtle, also be minute, that which is minute. Sahasa, all of a sudden, sahasa and avyam. Sahasa and avyam. It's a tatkalam, all of a sudden, immediately, sahasa. Tat means that you can supply vastu. Here we have a yat tat construct. There is no noun which is mentioned. You supply, you can say samanyena pumsakam. That thing. You supply vastu. Supply the word vastu. So yad vastu aloke sukshmam. So that which was minute in my sight, in my vision. That's sahasa, all of a sudden, that vipulatam brajati. Now this is a use in the language which I have said in many times in the class. In this language, we go to a particular state. Comes in Bhagavad Gita, very famous shloka, Gita, Klaibyam Asmagam of Partha. Don't go to impotency. Don't be impotent, Arjuna. So don't go to impotency. Klebyam masmagama partha. Klebyam masmagamaha. Don't go to impotency. So this is a way to speak in this language, is that you go to a particular state. Something goes to a state. So for example, Bhrantim Gacchati means he becomes deluded. He goes to delusion. Somebody goes to delusion. Like that, you know. So Murkhatam Gajati, he goes to stupidity. Means he basically is foolish. So like that. So this is something English, it sounds very strange. It says it goes to Vipula. Vipula means wide or large, largeness. It goes to largeness. So something which was minute, all of a sudden goes to, means basically becomes large. That's what it is. It goes to largeness. Vipulatam. Vipulatam is like, you know, Gurutam, Lagutam, you know, so thatness. Yat, Adha. Adha, I think in the vocab, Adha is a variety of, it's an idiomatic variety of meaning. What does he give for Adha over here? Adha, 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 Adha. He has Adha over here somewhere. Truly. Yeah, truly, really, indeed. It's an idiomatic one. So, Adha, which was Vichindam, which was broken up. It was broken up. Or like, broken up. Bhavati kritasandhanam ivatat. It as if becomes, sandhanam is joined, it becomes joined. It becomes one. Kritasandhanam. Once whose joining has been done. So that which was which was shattered, it becomes joined. It becomes joined. And same thing, prakritya yadvakram. Prakritya which was naturally crooked. Tadapi samarekham. You supply bhavati. Even that becomes with samarekham, with straight lines. So that which is crooked becomes straight lined, becomes straight. It is straight. And nayanayoho me, for my eyes. Na kinchit dure. Nothing is far from my eyes. Kshanamapi, even for a moment, nothing is far. Na parshve. Nothing is close to me either. On Parshmi's side. There is nothing on my side. Nothing is far from me also. Ratha Javat. On account of the speed of the chariot, it is like this. So one more time. That which in the sight was minute, it suddenly goes to wideness. So becomes large. That which was cracked up, which was broken up, it as if becomes made whole, becomes joined. And that which was naturally crooked, that also becomes straight. For my eyes, or I can say there's nothing far away from my eyes, and there's nothing on my side either, because of the speed of the chariot. So that is, there's not really many large compounds here, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But it's just a poetic way of describing how the chariot is moving at such a fast speed, such a fast speed. So you can say, this one small grammar point, nayanayoho, mama nayanayoho duram. So you can say, because there are two ways to say it. It says, you can say gramasya duram, grama duram. Gramasya duram, so far away from that. So duram, so dure kinchit. So there's nothing which is stationed far away. If you say from my eyes, but then what happens is Sutram 2.3.34 over here gives Shashti Vikalpena. Shashti, if you want to make a small note of this. The verse is kind of straightforward. There's not a whole lot to that. 2.3.34. See, any Vibhakti assignment has to be done in chapter 3. Sorry, not chapter 3, but in the third pada of chapter 2. Durantikarthaihi Shashti Anyatarasya. So Shashti can be used with these words in connection with the words meaning far away or near. So grama duram, gramasya duram. Nayanayoho duram. That is nothing which is situated far away from my eyes. You say from my eyes, it says nayanayoho shashti. Okay, let's look at some grammar points before we go to translation. Ratha javat, rathasya javah. Same thing we had in the last verse over here, Jatasya Java, speed. On account of, this is again the same Tritiya, sorry, Panchami being used, Hetau. So there's Panchami over here, which is Vibhasha, Panchami, Hetau, 2-3-25. On account of the speed of the chariot, Yat, Aloke Sukshmam, small or minute. Tat Sahasa Vipulatam Vrajati. Vipula is wide, large. Vipulatam, of course, we are using Tasya Bhavastvatalav, very straightforward, the pratyat, like Gurutvam, Guruta, Mudhatvam, Mudhata. So thatness. So Vipulatam is wideness. Is 51119. 51119. And then Tal is used in the feminine, so add the pratyat, top on top. Ajadyata, top. Tal means Halantyam. The pratyay is the. Vipulatam Vrajati, we just talked about that. It goes to wideness, becomes large. Yad Adha Vastutaha, truly, which is truly Vichinnam. Dhatu Chid. Chid, first of all, we will first check the Iragamaha. Always check the Iragamaha in the Danteshu. I'm sorry, I got the wrong number here. Should be 7 to 10. Eka Chupadeshanu Datta. Danteshu, Ada, Kshuda, Khida, Chida. It is Anudatta Upadeshanu. No Iragamaha. And then Radhabhyam nishthato naha purvasya chadaha. When you have nishtha takaraha, following a dhatu ending in a rekha, repha or a dakaraha, then the nishtha takara becomes a nakaraha, and also the prior dakara becomes nakaraha, like chinna, klinna, bhinna, tunna, all of these. So radhabhyam nishthato naha. Nishtha takara becomes nakaraha. Purvasya cha dakarasya sthane api nakara adesha. So chid ta, that become chinna. So both of these, nishtha takaraha and the dhatoha dakaraha, both take the nakara adesha. 8 to 42. So vichinnam is completely shattered. Yad vichinnam adha tat kruta sandhanam. So sandha. So kritam sandhanam yasya tat, one which has joining has been done. So sandhanam iva bhavati. Yat prakritya vakram, that which is crooked by naturally crooked. Tadapi, even that. Nayanayoho, okay, put nayanayoho samarekham, we put it like that, okay. So he didn't take mem nayana, so he put it over here, okay, fine. Nayanayoho, for my eyes, it is appearing like it is straight, whose lines are straight. And you supply pratiyate, or because I think take bhavati, you can take bhavati from here itself. So here is the chidir vidvaidhi karane. Here is the it by ire sanya vacha vartikam. Chid plus kta, which is cut. Chid is to cut. So shattered, split. And then we just talked about this. Rabhyam nishthato naha purvasya chataha. Comes in Gita in a few places. That chit. And then vichinna, you make the gatiku gati pradya gati samasaha. 8, 4, 40. Oh, vichinna. Okay, yes. Then we get the tukagamaha by checha. This rasa ikaraha. For that we got a chakaraha in Samhitayam. Number 6172, when we start Samhitayam, the very first sutram is this one, checha. So then when cha follows, Samhitayam, rasvasya, tuk agamaha. So tuk agamaha, then of course by stoshchunashchu it becomes a chakara, sorry. So first checha is stoshchunashchu chakara, vichinna. So Gita in a few places, you got Gita quickly, goes 441. Chinna dvaidha yatatmanaha. Chinna dvaidha, I'm thinking of one in Gita. What is 441? 441. Chinna samshayaha, yes. Chinna samshayaha, it will be coming here. Chinna samshayam. So it comes in Gita. So chinnaha samshayaha, yes. Kritam sandhanam yasya bhavri compounds, that which has been joined, joining has been done. Then samaha rekhaha yasya samarekham. So that whose lines are straight. Rijvyaha rekhaha. Only thing here is that the pumvad bhavaha. Vasu's favorite source. Samaha, 6334, which which is 6334, which I've seen many times. We get the Pumvat Bhava, 6334, 6334. Striyaha Pumvat, Bhashita Pumsakadanum, Samadhikarane, Striyama Purani Priyadishu. We spent the whole class on this sutram. Basically, for feminine adjective, qualifying a feminine noun in a Bahuvri compound, that the prior feminine adjective takes Pumvat Bhava, becomes masculine like. So it has to be Samadhikarane, it has to be qualifying it. And then the ending Rekha becomes Rekha. So there are two different things. This is taking Pumvat Bhava. This is taking the Rasvadesha by Go Striyor Upasajanasya. At the end of a Pratipadikam, if you have a term which is Upasajana Sanya, remember Bahuvri compound, every term is Upasajana Sanya, Sarva Upasajana Bahuvrihi. And if that term is either the Go Shabdaha or ending in a Sir Pratyaya, it takes the Rasvadesha. So this is Rasvadesha, while this is Pumvat Bhava. So go and practice if you want to go back to your note 6034. Pumvat Bhava for Sama becomes Sama. 1248 Rasvadesha, Rekha becomes Rekha. Okay, let's try. I think time is out now. Let me just read you Professor Williams' translation. Let's see how he takes this one. Okay, let's see how he makes this one. Truly, no, I'm sorry, no. No. Okay, that which, so it is Yat, in my sight, Aloke, into bracket, appeared minute, Sukshmam, Asit. Suddenly, Sahasa. Attains is Vrajati, it goes to. See, Vrajati doesn't mean simply to also, it also means to reach, to obtain. Vrajati, magnitude, Vipulatam. That which Yat was divided in half, okay, Vichinnam, cut up, split up, becomes as if is Iva, Bhavati becomes, Kritasandhanam, united. He has not translated Adha really much. Anyway, Adha like truly, you know, it is like really. That also which Yad Api, by which is by nature, Prakritya, crooked, Vakram, appears, you can supply Pratiyati or Bhavati, even lined, straight. That is the Samarekha. So Samaha Rekha Yasya Tat. To my eyes, okay, so to my eyes. So he's connecting it here itself. Nayanayoho. Then he's taking that. Nothing. So na kinchit seems, you supply that, pratiyate, at a distance, dure. For me, from me. So me dure. Okay, saying me dure. So this is a Shashti word, same sutram, which we saw. This is 2334. Durantikarthaihi. So grama duram, gramasya duram. So we leave nayanayoho. I was taking nayanayoho down here, but you can leave nayanayoho in the prior line and then take this one. So me duram. So far from me. So durantikarthaihi shashtiantarasyam. So me duram. There is nothing which is at a distance, me dure, at a distance from me, nor at even my side. Na parshve api. Even for a moment is kshanam api. By reason of the velocity of the chariot. It's a very good translation, by the way. Very good translation, because see how well he translates it. So by reason of. We just mentioned that in the class just now. By reason of the velocity of the chariot. Ratasya javat hetoho. Because that hetu, that is the Tritiya Vibhakti which Panchami Vibhasha. So in even hetu, Panchami can use Vibhasha. One last sutram before we close the class, I know time is up, is that Kshanamapi. The Kshanam is Dvitiyantam. The Dvitiyantam is not the Karmani Dvitiya. It's not the object of the seeing or being. It is the amount of time for which the action is taking place. So that is a Sutram 235. Kaladvanor Atyanta Sanyoge. Kaladvanor Atyanta Sanyoge. So when something is done continuously, Atyanta Sanyoge, for a period of time or distance, that word signifying time or distance is put in Dvitiya. For example, Masam Madhite. He studies for a month. It doesn't study the month. So masam vyakaranam adhite. So vyakaranam adhite, but masam for a month. So you could study continuously for a month. That is called Dvitiya. So that sutram is Kaladvanoho Atyanta Sanyoge Dvitiya, because anavritti of Dvitiya is coming down. So, okay, let's stop with that now. So that's for the Kshanam. So next time we will take this from Sutta Paschenam Vyapadyamanam. I will continue. I think we have maybe 2 more classes. Probably 2 more classes, yes, for this book to finish. Okay. Thank you, Anuji and Vasu and Vain. Ramu and Nagaraji also and Ushaji. Ramu Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vijay. Ramena Abhiyata Nishachara Chamu Rama Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bhorama Muddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manurame Sasanama Tattalyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana